You're listening to the Breezy Moms podcast on Digital Stream Radio.
Hey everyone, you're listening to the Breezy Moms podcast, a weekly show that chronicles the adventures of motherhood. I'm Candace. Now let's start the show. Hey guys.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am so excited to be here. So first off, 7:30-ish is for real tonight. We're totally late.
I feel like, first of all, second of all, because you've already claimed first of all.
I do.
I feel like I haven't seen you in forever, and it has been.
And you were doing the math, and in my head I was like, no, but I saw you on Sunday, and I realized that it was a whole Sunday. An extra Sunday ago. Yeah, it was
like the wrong Sunday, like Sunday ago.
I know.
And I was like, oh my God, it's so
weird. But it's so
weird.
nice to see you. And then I was late and I like flew in here like a bat out of hell.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
Just was like,
right?
Okay, I'm so sorry I'm late, but this is what we need and we're going to do this and then we can go live.
And so I stopped her and I said, stop.
Let's
and
hug
she
it
looked
out.
at me and she goes, what? And I said, I haven't even gotten a hug yet. You haven't even, you just walked in and started
you know what it felt
studio.
like? It felt like who's Glenn? Is it Glenn Close? No, that's not her name. It's the other one. Who's the one that everybody loves? Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep was it Diary of the Mouth. She was playing the lady from the Vogue magazine in the movie. What's that movie called? Oh
God.
Why can't I remember the name of that movie? Prada. Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
I felt like that, like a scene where she was just walking in a room and like, who cares about anybody else or what anybody else is feeling? Let me just explain what I need so I can move on.
No, that wasn't a question.
I can't believe that's Emily Blunt. Like, again, this is not what the week is about, but I can't believe that's Emily Blunt. She's come such a long way from of like a
well, Emily was also the character that was what's-her-face's character, the one who played
Emily Blunt.
Well, Emily Blunt played one of the assistants.
Oh, her name isn't Emily in the show?
No.
Oh, you're talking about
Emily
the other one,
is
the one that everybody loves to hate. Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway played Emily.
Oh, okay,
her
got it.
Her name was Emily.
Got it. And I'm thinking about Emily Blunt.
And so you would hear the character who's I believe they're trying to mimic Anne Winters.
Yes.
Which is the editor
Anna
for
Wintour.
Vogue. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, Emily. Mm-hmm. She walks in.
With that fly haircut, the silver thing to the side.
Get me both manuscripts to the new Harry Potter.
Now. I don't care how you do it. Just make it happen.
Now. She goes, what?
The book's not even out yet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's too far down memory lane, but I love that movie. That movie.
It is. I saw it the other day, actually. And
really?
Every time I see it, I'm just like in awe of Meryl Streep, right? Because she's such a chameleon when it comes to acting. She's really good. Yeah,
everybody loves Meryl, but I also like Emily Blunt. I'm like, every time I see her in something, she's amazing. And the last thing I mean, first of all, she's the new the new Mary Poppins. Do you see the
Stop now?
Yeah, so Mary Poppins is coming out at Christmas, and she's the new Mary Poppins. It's and Lin-Manuel Miranda is the new chimney sweep. I don't remember his name, but he's the chimney sweep. And I think Dick Van Dyke that's his name, right? He does a cameo in it, and people are all excited because they're doing the same kind of 2D cartoony stuff that they did in the original one. So even though it's new and all the graphics are all new, it still has a throwback feel to the original. But I don't see that Julie Andrews is in it anywhere. It might be a secret.
I know.
Maybe she'll be a secret show up at the end.
I have to tell you though, for her age, that woman looks incredibly.
Let's not preface things with that. I don't like that for your age.
Well,
business.
no, I mean,
just
think about it. She's just a beautiful woman and has been for decades.
Yeah, she looks good.
I mean,
I think she's only just now starting to look old.
Like, for example, The Sound of Music.
Yesterday.
When did that come out?
I don't know.
A long time ago.
A very long time ago.
So
the little kids are all like great grandparents now. Yeah, they're all grown.
It's insane.
Yeah.
You know?
So anyway, that's Emily Blunt. I'm really excited about, and I don't think we ever talked about A Quiet Place on this show, but that's the last Emily Blunt movie I saw, and they don't even talk in the movie, and she was incredible. Her and John Krasinski.
I think she was in Sicario too, which is that drug trafficking movie. I don't know, based or it's based at the border of between Mexico and the U.S. and Benicio del Toro's in it and all these other people. It's on iTunes, but I think she's also in that movie as well. So
I don't know that movie.
But anyway, I've been like excited to ask you for like a week and a half.
Yes, I was just going to say, let's just jump right in. I'm listening.
Candace, I have a question for you.
I'm listening.
How are your boys?
The boys are good.
You got a week and a half of stuff to tell me, so.
But it's not, I can't even remember a whole week. I can barely get through today. But the biggest thing that's new for us is my mom has been with us for the last week because she broke her ankle.
Aww.
So it's kind of bittersweet because it's nice to have her around, but she can't do anything. She can't do anything. So it's not really helpful, and it's kind of like a sixth kid in my program. And I love
Candace.
her, and it's been great having her.
I can't get to the kitchen.
I know.
Iced tea?
It's insane. She's been really good at not being super needy, but she's also, I mean, she's a mom of an adult with adult kids. It's just hard to get your parents to release or relinquish so that you can help them. You know, like you're trying to pull information from them so that you can help them. And they're like, no, I don't need anything. I can do it. I'm going to be fine. Blah, 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 blah. And then it turns out that they really need, but you haven't been able to sort of prepare for them. So it was a little bit of a touch and go when she was coming, but she finally got here, and it's been nice. I mean, we have stairs in our house, so she can't really get anywhere, but I have a colonial, so everything's on the first floor that she really needs.
Yeah.
So
what I'm hearing is you got an extra kid.
I do.
That's awesome.
I do.
And it's mom too. So.
But the boys are excited to have her here, to have, like, Lincoln was asking the other day when she's leaving. And I was like, oh, not for another few days. You know, we always talk in terms of sleeps, like 3 more sleeps. That's how. Well,
because they can sort of kind of quantify that.
That's how they quantify things.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to go to sleep before we get to go to see the movie or whatever?
That's awesome.
So it's been great having her there for, you know, also it's been great having someone in the house, because people think you're in the house like watching TV all day or like not really working and not really sweating and busting your ass every day with 6 kids in the house, or 5. I have 5 now.
You're actually
working?
Yes,
I actually work. I actually work. And this is the first time I've heard her say, she said to James, what this stuff Candace is doing is hard. I was like, thank God. You never really have, as a daycare provider, you don't often have someone else there to sort of see, or as a stay-at-home mom, like nobody else is there with you to see what you're going through. And people are like, oh, but you just can watch daytime stories all day.
Listen, I don't have kids, but I will tell you one thing. I do know that children are not easy.
No, they're not easy.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist.
They're wonderful, but they're not easy.
They're beautiful, amazing creatures, but they're not easy. Mm-hmm. And therefore, I know that what you go through every day is stressful. And I know that, you know, when James comes home, I could see why you're like, it's your turn.
Yeah, your turn.
Goodbye. I don't blame you.
Yeah, so that's been really nice. And then the boys, it was funny actually, my mom was talking about Emery the other day. She was saying that Emery was bullying everybody, including her. And he is a little bit bossy, and he has this side eye that is like, it just stops you in your tracks because you're like, hey, you're 2. Don't you look at me like that.
Mm-hmm.
But also you stopped doing whatever it was that he wanted you to stop doing. I was like, hey, I'm in charge, I think. Like, but that's the kind of look that he, like, makes me question whether I'm in charge or not.
I will tell you one thing, though. That child sleeps everywhere. Right? You posted another picture of him sleeping, standing up, mind you, both feet on the ground, planted, with his face in a chair.
Yes, because he's a no-limit soldier. He just goes until he can't go anymore.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
He really is a character. I mean, you can tell that, you know, he has this very well-defined, I'm going to be, you know, as crazy as I can be. I'm just going to do me. Mm-hmm, and mommy's going to have to understand.
And that day, someone was like, where's Emery? And I was like, I don't know, where's Emery? And we're all going, where's Emery? Where's Emery? And then James says, Candace, come and see this. And he was on the porch. He was on the porch sleeping on a chair, standing up. Like he just stood in front of the chair and laid down. just couldn't handle it another second. And it was just hilarious. We thought about leaving him there, but that would be child abuse. So we did not.
I mean, he was fine.
No, you can't sleep standing up. Stop it.
Vampires do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They're not real though.
Right.
But no, but if you want to see that picture, because it is absolutely hysterical, along with all the other pictures of him sleeping in the most precarious ways, you have to go visit the Breezy Moms podcast on Facebook and like the page so that you can see all the craziness that happens when, Mama Bear over here comes out and takes care of her kids. It's hysterical.
Yes, please do. And I will continue to, sometimes I feel bad because it feels like you feel guilty, right? It's like parenting fail, but sometimes you just have to fail and you have to just like lean into it because you tell him to go to sleep. So now actually I've been recently just at nap time, I make him come and sit with me because he's just so busybody. But if I hold him tight, right? Like I just kind of like yoke him up a little bit and he's like, I gotta go. But you can feel the struggle start to go away. And I'm just like, no, we're going to sit here. And I just got him like wrapped up and then he falls asleep in 5 minutes. Otherwise it's a 2-hour battle. And by the time he's asleep, I am exhausted and I don't know what to do, with myself. So, you're just out here trying to survive, trying to make it work. And Emery pushes me the hardest to survive.
I told you he's going to give you a run for your money.
Yeah. And then Lincoln has been doing great. I mean, he's in school and I don't know what's going on at his school. It's weird because I used to pick him up every day and now I just can't really work it out with having the kids in the house. So my neighbor picks him up. And so I feel really disconnected from what's going on in his class and his school because I'm not there all the time. And it turns out something's going on with his head teacher. So Lincoln said, oh, she's going to be gone for a long time, a really long time. When a 4-year-old says a really long time, you're just like, okay, so should I have gotten a letter or so? Like,
I would have asked him how many sleeps,
right?
Like how many times do you have to go to bed? Meaning a long time.
Yes. So,
like, explain, little man.
Yeah. So we haven't gotten any kind of update about where his head teacher is, but he seems fine and is happy to be at school. And we also have the schedule now where he comes back a lot earlier than he used to because my neighbor is picking him up. And then that gives us more time in the afternoon and he's there in the program with the other kids. And so it's a whole thing. We're in a groove. We're like a month into school having started and we're in a groove and it has taken some adjustment from the summertime. You're sort of like out playing in water and, you get dirty and then you come inside and you hose off and your day moves a little differently. And now that they're in school, there's a lot of transitions. This one has to go to school, then this one has to get on a bus, then we have to go, it's taken some time to really fine tune our schedule, but I think we've got it and we'll have to go through another update as it gets colder, right? Because there'll be no more, we just sort of walk out the door. This is kind of like 4 kids have to get coats on and all of that stuff.
Coats, gloves, earmuffs.
Right. All of that. So we'll see, but I'm just, I take this Breezy moniker to heart and I really try to just, the thing people ask me the most, like, how do you handle all these kids? I'm just like, I move at the pace that makes it possible for me to move. And I'm getting better at it now with this many kids than I think I was when I only had my own 2 kids. And I'm just like, changing diapers takes 20 minutes. It's like a conveyor belt and I do all of them at the same time. And it's just there's no speeding it up. There's no, kind of rushing through it. I find joy in the work, even though it's hard and I'm stressed and all that stuff. I'm like, this is the work. This is what I signed up for. And if I push through this, like if I rush through this, I'm just rushing to the next work. So why would I add that added stress to myself? So,
and there's no guarantee that the next task is going to be as pleasing as changing diapers.
Actually, there's something that's sort of methodical about changing diapers that is way easier than some of the other things you sort of have to find a way to entertain. I actually find changing diapers way easier than trying to entertain kids of different ages with things that are going to keep their attention. So you find joy in the work. You just find joy in the work. And that's been my motto for the last several weeks, that I'm not going to rush through anything. I'm not going to be, just it's like a hurry up and wait is what it ends up feeling like.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to do that because it adds unnecessary stress to my life, and things are not perfect, and I'm rolling with it. And, some days work better than others, but I'm finding joy in the work.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how's the main man of the house?
So the main man of the house is good. He's actually been looking really, have you noticed his beard?
Okay, so
you don't see him anymore.
I saw him with the beard, maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I don't see James anymore. He's in a different. I miss that punk.
Poor you. Hey, first of all.
Yes.
Careful. But poor you.
I miss your husband. It's like, you don't understand. He was the source of my gossip. Like, seriously, we're texting right now. I was sending him messages like, how's the live stream doing over there? He's like, oh, it sounds perfect.
Oh, I love him. I know it's unfortunate that you don't get to see him all the time, but I do, and we love him. And anyway, so where I was going with that is that he's got this sexy beard thing going on, and he told me the other day, he was like, somebody at work tried to accuse me of having a red beard. I was like, accuse you? That's factual. He was like, no, it's not. Yes, his beard is red. I don't know what it is about beards are different from the hair on your head, but actually the hair on his head is a little bit red too. He's just been in serious denial his whole life that his hair is red.
But you really don't know because he
usually shaves. He's
head.
Usually bald head and bare face. But I said to him, I was like, James, you have freckles. So freckles and red hair.
So this is
a deal,
right?
It doesn't. There's no world
this is
where
a black man with ginger beard.
Yes, it's a black man with freckles and a ginger beard. I mean, it was part of the thing that sealed the deal.
Gotcha.
But I love him, and he's doing well, and he is.
Had you ever seen him with a beard before?
Yes, okay. But there's something about a grown man with a grown beard, because he doesn't usually do it. So it's taken a couple weeks, and I've been trying to tell him some people are blessed with the beard and it's full and it's sexy and it just comes out.
This wasn't always this full,
right? But other people, most of us, have to work for what we've got, men, women alike, and so. Just because your beard didn't sprout sexy doesn't mean it can't get there. Mm-hmm. So we're looking
I had
at
to pencil
beard
my
oil.
shit in for a long time.
Sprayed it. I love it.
I used to get the mascara, right?
Oh my God.
And put mascara on my just to fill
it in. Yeah. So that's what I've been trying to tell him, that you have to coax it. You just gotta work with it and make it and work with it till it comes in and it sort of fills in. You're training it the same way that women train eyebrows, we train hair. But I think that there's a thing, most men, maybe, I don't know, don't realize that there is work that you can put into parts of your appearance to change it.
Oh, and especially the beard. It's not easy for a lot of people, like you said, but once you figure out a way or some sort of system,
a regimen.
Works.
Yeah. So he's got beard oil and a beard brush, and
I ain't messing with him.
I know, he's cute. I like him. So he's doing all right. I can see he's tired, but he's good. He's trying to get us to go to the gym, and I'm gonna give it a full faith effort. I don't like that color. So Tom just edited the lights in the room, and it just
I edit lights now.
Yeah, he just did something to the lights, and it just threw off my whole game.
Well, I have the hue lighting.
I know,
bulbs,
fancy hue light bulbs,
and so you can change them into any color that you want. So I just updated the color a
little
bit.
But I liked what we had, a warm glow going on before.
Like that one?
Yeah, I like that a little bit better.
Well, I just want to make sure that our guest, by the way, we do have a guest.
I know
today.
We have a guest, so
can see us.
Can see us. I think she can see us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on, because I want to make sure we have the most time talking to her, and
Absolutely.
I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to cover.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Our thing. Yeah, thank you. Welcome back to you too. I've missed you.
Oh, I feel special.
I know you should, because I'm fancy. Anyway, so so tonight I'm really excited because I have an old friend a long-time friend, I should say.
An old
People
friend,
don't like
but
it.
that looks amazingly.
Oh my God, she's so
gorgeous.
fly. She looks like a doll.
Yeah.
Doesn't she look like a doll?
Yeah, we're ready for you now, girl.
We are ready. Look,
they're ready for me. Can you hear me?
She is a social media queen. So this is my friend Tia, and she's a fitness instructor, and she's straight out of Jersey, like running.
I'm not straight out of Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Embarrass you on the show.
You're right. She's not straight out of Jersey. She's from New York. But I mean, when you've been out of New York for a long time,
she is going to come over here and make you do like 500 push-ups just for that statement.
And she would try. She would try. I would be like one. I don't even think I could get up. I do the kind of push-ups where you start up and you count one down, but I can't get back up. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about now. So my friend Tia, who is currently in New Jersey, but is not from New Jersey. She's
temporarily residing
for like the last 10 years.
Almost a few years.
She's nasty, this one.
So Tia is joining us tonight. So my like sister friend, confidant, long time. I was just thinking it's almost 20 years that I've known you.
20 years. That means you were old. You were young when I met you.
First of all, I was a baby. I was a baby when you met me.
Yes, you were. Wait, before we go, if it's not that much of an interruption, is it possible, because I'm on live and I got people watching me, is it possible to remove this head thing and readjust so that we can hear it? Nobody's home, nothing's playing. Or is this the only way to do it? I sent them, we could try it.
Hey, listen, go for it.
Yeah, because they can't hear
what we're saying. That's true.
For them to just kind of, so I'm going to try. See what I do for you people? This is what I do for you. Okay. I ruined it later.
You see, this is so meta.
She wasn't kidding. So social media.
Social media queen. So I'm interviewing her.
Now, let's see. Can you guys hear something? Somebody give me a sound check.
All right. So we're giving her
a sound check in the middle of the show.
A sound check for my Facebook Live.
So let me ask you, do you have a Facebook page?
I do have a Facebook page.
So if they wanted to go to your Facebook page and see your live stream, what is it?
That's a good question.
Oh Lord.
It is okay. It is my name. And my name, you okay? My mother's black and there's an apostrophe. Are we ready? My name is Shantia Tia Sawyer. Shantia is spelled SHANT apostrophe A. Tia for short, and last name is Sawyer, SAWYER. So good luck with that.
All right. So if you're listening on our live stream and you want to go check out her live video on her Facebook page, go for it.
Yes, I love it.
Can you guys get louder than that?
Can we get louder? Your computer would have to get louder.
My computer would have to get louder.
Louder? Is that better?
Is that better? Can you guys hear them?
Oh, Lord.
All right, we got it, baby. Come on.
All right. I hope there's no feedback on their side.
Improvise.
I love it. Okay, so I'm so confused now. I've never had a sound check in the middle of the show.
You've never had to interview me.
You know what? I've never had
own things happening over here.
And remember, I'm Breezy, so I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay. So Tia is my longtime friend, and she's a mom of 3, and she used to have like a regular old 9-to-5 job. No shade to people who have regular 9-to-5 jobs, but she just like left that in the background in the past, and now she is all over the place. I mean, really like social media queen, fitness instructor, health. She's my new health guru, except I'm still chubby, so I'm not listening very well. And I'm just so glad to have you on the show. So welcome, Tia. Welcome. And welcome to Tia's listeners.
Yes.
the
and you guys hear? Oh, she says I can hear both.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
Fantastic.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so Tia, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so wait, what's happening here? There's too much feedback.
I'm watching.
Oh, Lord, now Tom is watching. Listen, it's the Breezy Moms podcast. We can't be watching Tia.
I'm watching her on 2 different screens, girl. I don't know about you.
I love it. Okay, so let's just jump right in. So tell us a little bit about you. Like I said, you used to have a 9-to-5, and now you're a fitness instructor and like health instructor. I don't even know how to talk about you. Why don't you talk about you?
So, yes, I did have a 9-to-5. I worked in New York because I lived in New York for years and got married and moved to Jersey.
Because that's what we do for love.
Because that's what we do for love, man. And he's a good dude because otherwise I would have left his wife. Yeah. So I moved to Jersey And I've been here probably like 5 years. So what happened was I was commuting back and forth.
I remember.
About a 90-minute commute that could turn to 2 hours with that GW traffic, which was also really very expensive. And it was just stressful. It was just way too much to do. I was pregnant with Masai and about 7 months pregnant, and I started having fainting spells. Do you remember that? So I started having fainting spells. I went to the doctor, and she's like, stress, you got to alleviate some of that stress. And she put me on bed rest. So I was home until I gave birth. And Sean and I just started talking about it and was like, you know what? It would just make much more sense if you were home with him, paying for daycare and that stressful commute and going back and forth. So we decided I would stay home. So I stayed home for 8 months, from April when he was born to December. And I ate and I watched TV and I ate some more and I played with Masai and I ate a little more.
What'd you cook?
By December 25th, I was 240 pounds.
Wow. What were you cooking? Because I know it was good.
Every and anything. Like I had no shame. Oreos dipped in butter, dipped in cheese, wrapped in. It wasn't good.
Can you still make that?
And
because I'm coming over.
If I'm honest, I was a little sad. I didn't have any family or friends out here.
I mean, Jersey can make you sad. I know we're being serious.
Oreos made me feel better, but I mean, I was depressed. And so I had no friends. I had no family out here. Not close anyway. And December 25th, 2014, I took a picture on Christmas with a cousin. And I looked at that picture, man, and I was like,
Who's this lady? Who
right?
is this?
This ain't right. This is not me. I almost didn't recognize myself. So first thing I'm thinking is she got a cheap phone. Her phone is cheap. Her camera is cheap. That's the reason my cheeks look so puffy. Right? Second thing I started thinking was, I don't know who's making these cheap mediums, but they're shrinking. Right? So I've got cheap mediums, cheap cameras. All right. Until I said, you know what? None of that is true. You got to move your ass. So December 26th, I literally called the gym, said, are you guys open today? They said, yes. Regular gym hours. Went to the gym December 26th, and then January 1st, 2015, made a New Year's resolution that I would lose weight and get my life back, and stuck to it like I had never stuck to anything before I was committed. And in 7 months, by July, I had lost 55 pounds.
Wow.
That's
so
amazing.
I was like really feeling myself, right? But then I had friends and family members contacting me and text messaging me and saying, how do I do that? Can you help me with that? And I said, hey, this is what I do. If you want to come with me to the gym, this is, where I am. If you want to meet me on Thursday. And then I decided that myself and my husband like to work out outside. And we were doing like boot camp style fitness. And I invited people. I said, listen, free. We don't want your money. We don't, we just want to help.
Here anyway.
Right. So come on out. And that's how it started. Friends, family members started to come out. We invested in a lot of equipment. Had people come on out, and then I got licensed to teach Zumba classes and the group fitness certification so that I could be a personal trainer. And the rest is history.
And this is after you had been taking Zumba classes, right? You have this cool.
Shouts out to Jennifer Odo, and most people on here know who that is. When I say that she is just an amazing energy, man, an amazing talent. I took her class and I stood in the back of the class, overweight and heavy, and struggled through that class. But she was just so dope, man. She made it feel like a party and did it in the dark.
And they turned the lights out. Yeah, it looks like a club scene in there.
So we said, you know what? This is I can do this. This I can do. And it didn't really feel like workout.
Right. It felt like being at the club.
Got a little sweaty. And then shout out to my friend Isha Lee, who is phenomenal.
Yeah, she's great.
So Jen made me love dance fitness. I went to Isha's class, and Isha started playing music that I said, okay, I like this. This, I saw a thing in Isha that I could do. That I could do. So Jen, I love to party with. Isha, I said, I can model a little something after her. So I learned so much from the two of them, man. And to this day, I'm super thankful to, for all they've done to inspire me. So yeah, that's how it started, Zumba. And then my husband, who, is into fitness, was like, you got to get on that floor too.
Right.
So you got to lift some weights, and you got to also do some squats. And that stuff is not as fun, but it is as necessary.
Because guys don't like to do any of the cardio stuff. They're like, well, you got to do the weights, you got to do got leg day and back day. And...
Sean, if you're watching, turn your head, edit this out, Candace. Yeah, he doesn't really like cardio. He ain't trying to do a lot of running. Men want to bulk up.
Right.
Big, strong back. He's not really interested in the running portion of it. But
right.
Yeah, so the rest is history. That's how it started. That's
awesome.
Where the idea came from.
And so now you are doing fitness classes, and you also do some like food. You're like preparing foods, right?
Yeah. So meal prepping started. Shout out. Look at all these people that inspire me to be great. I mean, I digress. People say, Tia, you're so great, and you're so, nothing. I am nothing without these people who inspire me to be great, man. Mm-hmm. So my friend Rachel, also another amazing Zumba instructor, was wanting to start. She does her workout, wanted to get into clean eating. So she said, "What do you eat?" I said, "This is what I eat. This is how I eat. It's delicious." And she said, "Listen, if I paid you, would you do this for me?" I said, hell yeah. I got an Amazon book addiction to support. I'll take that money. Sure. So she said, go do the groceries and let me know how much you charge. And I was like, all right. 3 weeks later, I had 7 clients.
Wow.
She went and called everybody she knew and was like, yo, this meatloaf is delicious. Oh my God, you got to taste this. And I had at my max, probably 6 to 8 weeks later, I had 12 people in my little tiny kitchen trying to prepare for 12 people. And suddenly I had a business where, I was home doing what I like to do, doing what I was going to do anyway. Right. So for myself, I prep for myself. And then, just making money off of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So that brings us to the entrepreneurial side of this, that you kind of go from doing something for yourself, because the saying is, if you find something that you love, then you're not actually working, right? So
absolutely.
So you're doing something for yourself, getting healthy and losing weight. And then all of a sudden you realize that this is something that other people need and are willing to pay for it. How did you turn this idea into a business?
So that's the way it happened. Just real organic like that, man. I was already doing it. I'm already doing it. I'm doing it now. And people see me. So I guess that's part of how I turned it into a business, is that I post on Facebook my meals and also my workouts.
I see them.
Say it again?
I see it. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can do that. I don't, but I want to.
You've been in my inbox too. I don't want to tell your business, but you've been looking for my meatloaf recipe too.
I did.
So what happens is, what's helpful to me is having other people to keep me accountable, right? So I make a public proclamation, big loud talk on Facebook. I'm going to lose weight and you guys watch me. So I know that there are literally thousands of people tuning in. Let me see what she's eating. Let me see what she's working out. So
and no lie, some of them are like, I don't believe her.
So I don't pay attention to those people. If you're out there, I don't pay attention to you people. If there's anybody out there that's wishing me ill, I wouldn't know, because they don't get my energy.
Right.
But the people who root me on, those are the people that keep me going.
Right.
And so I decided I would weigh in on Sundays. And I mean, literally, people are like, hello, what happened to the weigh-in? I'm like, I'm in Target. Give me a minute. But people are watching me. And so I know that they're waiting for me to weigh in. I can't have a little cheeseburger, just a little bite of it. I know that they're waiting for me to go to the gym. I can't sleep in. Not today. I'm not going to go. Well, they're waiting. And also there are people who follow me for tips. So I have a couple girlfriends, Mia and Kima, who go to the gym and say, hurry up and post what you post. And so we can do that when we get to the gym.
I love it.
And then people, started offering to pay for it. Right. I pride myself on the fact that I don't sell products. So I don't normally go on and say, hey, if you want to be trained by me, come holler at me. This is how much I've charged. Right. Hey, if you want some meal prep, give me some money and I'll do it. People contact me. I ain't pressuring you. They're here because they want it. They're here because they need it, and it's a good product. And so they come and they find me. And that's the way that this developed into a business. So
I love it. I love it.
And how long have you been doing this?
So 2015 in July is when we started boot camp. That summer we started boot camp. I started teaching Zumba classes I got a license in November the same year. And I started teaching before I was licensed, if I'm honest. I was teaching. But that's,
so 3 years.
That was, yeah. So about 3 years I've been both teaching, and then meal prepping started like 2 years ago.
I love it.
That's amazing.
So the thing that I'm really interested in is when I talk to people who are running their own business and doing things sort of out of the quote unquote quote norm is when you're in charge, right? Like you're in charge, it's only you. You're in your house, you're in charge of this business. How do you push yourself? How do you how do you push yourself to keep doing what you need to do and not, take a break or, just when nobody's clocking you or nobody's watching you, like what is your motivation to keep you moving so that your business is growing?
Yeah. That's a great question. And I saw you sent that to me. I should have given that a lot more thought than I did.
Listen, I'm trying to be breezy prepared, okay?
You're trying to be breezy, okay? That's a good question. So I don't know if they heard. The question was, how do I keep myself motivated to push when I'm the boss and nobody's there to push me? Right. So a couple things. I am accountable to some people. So I have scheduled classes Tuesdays and Fridays. People are waiting for me to show up. So I have to show up. I have meal prep clients who on Sunday want their food. So I'm accountable to those people. My name is everything. My brand is everything. So if I say I'm going to do a thing, I'm going to do a thing. So there's that. But bigger than that and more important than that, and here's me, Tia, in lesson mode. I'm giving a lesson. This is what I do at the end of my classes. Is that if I were working a 9 to 5 to support somebody else's business, to assist somebody else to become successful, I would clock in. I would get up on time. I make sure I don't call out. I got to get to work. I got to do to make other people's dreams come true. Why can't I find that same motivation for my own business? Why wouldn't I push as hard as I would for somebody else for my own business? I think that, and I understand it because I suffer from this too. I think that we place so much value on what other people think about us, right? So if I say to you, I'm going to meet you at the gym, damn it, I really don't want to go, but Candace is waiting. So let me get to this gym, man, But I made a promise to myself. And so nobody's meeting me at the gym, but I said I'm going to go, and I don't break appointments with myself. I wouldn't break an appointment with you, but I'm important to me too. You're important to me. My clients are important to me, but I'm important to me. And I said I was going to do this thing, and I committed to this thing. And that's how I get it done. That's where I find the motivation.
I love it. I love that. The making yourself important to yourself.
I'm important too. I mean, you cool too, but shit. You're important too.
And on this, in the same sort of vein, I know you personally, right? Like I was telling Tom that I get so excited to talk to you. I missed my exit coming to the studio tonight, which is why I was late. Like I just totally zoned out. And I know that you have such this like magnetic and warm and just like a personality and a like whatever that draws people in. And so you are an inspiration to all of these people who are watching you, these people on Facebook Live who are waiting for you to talk. Like you just have this thing, right? And people are always coming to you looking for that. I know I also come to you looking for that. How do you fill your own cup? How do you make sure that you are in a place of like abundance so that you have to give?
That's another great question. Look at you, interview. I'm so proud of you.
I'm telling you, man. I'm out here in these streets
so that's working. A good question. So I will say this, and this is a topic that a conversation that I had recently with my friend Angie B. Angie B, if she's watching. When you are the person to whom people look for guidance, for inspiration, for motivation, it becomes less of a thing that you do naturally. And then, and then starts to feel more like work, right? So at the end of each of my classes, we got to find a name for this, like tea with tea, as somebody said. So I do like try to plant a little seed of information in the minds of the people who come to my class for them to take with them. And I have to be prepared. So I don't write down, I don't tell jokes. I'm just, I kind of am myself. But I do need a topic. I do need something to give to these people. And recently I was so drained. I just was like, I don't know what to tell these people. I don't want to tell them nothing. Go home and stop eating Oreos. Okay?
Covered in butter.
Drinking Pepsi all the damn time. I was done. I was depleted. First things first, I am blessed, lucky, privileged, just I would land on blessed to have the world's most amazing husband. No shade to all your husbands out there, but my husband is my mentor. I get to live and love with my mentor, who is by trade an educator. He's a trained educator, so he sits and we talk and we have these conversations. And from those conversations, I can glean some lesson that I can kind of bring to other people. Second thing is, he's my husband. Maybe I want to talk about him and how he's getting on my nerves because he never remembers to flush the toilet. So I need somebody else that I need to talk to. And for that person, I have a few other people, but I have a mentor who I contacted a couple months ago. Wafia, I absolutely love and adore everything about you. And they say when you're the smartest person in the room, right? When you're the smartest person in your group, you need a new group, right? So if I can't learn from other people, then I don't get to grow. So I contacted her and I, said to her, yo, I'm just feeling overwhelmed. And she kind of talks me through it, So, and also I'm a reader. You guys know that. So I read on average, maybe 8 to 10 books a month.
Wow.
So I like a good self-help.
God, I haven't read a book this year. Lord.
Yeah. Pak Chopra, Louis Yanla, maybe some Oprah. But I get to fill my cup with that information and with those inspirations. Yeah. So I have a little something to give back.
So you have like a inner circle or like a group of mentors plus reading. I mean, the reading thing is the thing we wish more people in the world would do.
Yeah. I make time for reading. I make time for reading and CNN. So, you got to feed your healthy body, healthy mind. That's one of the things that we promote is, whole health. So we talk about healthy body, obviously, but mind and spirit.
Okay.
And so that feeds into both my mind and my spirit. So I try to keep those cups full so that I have more to pour into other people.
I love it. And so in this idea of pouring into other people, I know that we are talking about your business and how you manage the business side of thing, but you also do a lot of, I guess what we call give back community work. Like you're not charging for everything. You are out, like you're at Whole Foods. Like I can't even imagine
in the middle of Whole Foods, baby.
If I was at Whole, first of all, I don't go to Whole Foods.
Like that with the Brussels sprouts.
But if I was in ShopRite and there were people doing Zumba
at ShopRite at the mall, I've been at the I think it was some Woodbridge Mall, something like that. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you are extending what is your business, but to the masses.
So
and like this community focus, and I'd love for you to talk a little bit about the Young Women's Leadership group.
Yes.
Like talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, couple things. First thing is that. So I got to be mindful because one of the things I'm supposed to be working on, according to my mentor and my husband, is living in my past and always bringing to the forefront. Having grown up poor and having been in foster care, but I think it's relevant now, so I can say that now. So don't touch me. So I've been poor, and I have had to do without, and I know what it means or what it feels like to lack, and I know that everybody can't afford to be healthy. I mean, this is where we. Can you hear me?
No, I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is where we are now. So I know that everybody can't afford to eat, healthy organic foods. I know that everybody can't afford a gym membership. Or classes to private dance studios. So it's always at the front of my mind to provide free fitness for my community, free or low cost. So I have a studio that I work in that was charging a certain amount, and I was like, hey, I can't ask my people to do that.
Right.
Is there a way we could kind of do something? And she was able, the owner, who's amazing, Sandy, I love you, was able to work with me so that we can make it more lower cost for some people. Anytime anybody asks me to do anything, that, whether we talk about fitness, dance fitness, or boot camp or anything like that, and they have money, Whole Foods got money.
Right.
Okay. The mall, you got money. You're going to pay me. Right. But I happen to be socialist like that, where I believe that people who have it should pay for the people who don't.
Okay.
Right. So you're going to pay me money, Whole Foods, but I'm not going to charge them. So how are we going to work that out? Whether we take a cut in my salary, whether we work something out, but how are we going to get free for them?
Right.
Right. You want me to come and promote your business? Look at all these people I'm bringing here. What you going to do for my people? You got free for them? You got samples? Can we do bottled waters? Granola bags for my people that came? Yeah, then I'll work with you.
Okay.
Right? And I'm not even dealing with anybody that can't work with me that way. Secondly, I'm not a religious person. I lost my religion in high school. I grew up Catholic. I went to Catholic school. A lot of things was happening, whether foster care, and I just was like, So I'm not a religious person, but I am very spiritual, and I do believe that this is part of my duty to my community. So spiritual tithing is what we like to call it, giving back a percentage of your time to the spirit. And this, for me, is feeding that need. So I get to give back to the community the way people get to go to church and sort of fill up. I get to give to people who otherwise wouldn't have, and that makes me feel. So it seems like a selfless act, like, oh my God, I'm just so great, and I just give to people. But I walk away like, yo, look at this thing that I was able to do, right? So this is a mutually beneficial relationship. So ain't no free, right? I give, but they give back to me. They pour into me too. And then we have a program, Young Men's Leadership Academy for the boys, Young Women's Leadership Academy for the young ladies, in my husband's school in Jersey City. So it's a program that we meet, our sessions of Saturdays, every other Saturday, in his school, University Academy Charter High School in Jersey City. And all things women's empowerment. And we teach them about, honing their skill sets. We incorporate health and fitness. So do you remember we were doing meal prepping with the kids?
I saw that.
Healthy foods, how to prepare healthy foods at home. And that's just another way to give back. That was actually Sean's baby. Sean, said that he wanted to put something together. And when we were dating, there was no Messiah. This is such a cool story. There was no Messiah. There was no Maya. We were just dating. We didn't even really know if it was going to work all the way out because he wasn't worshiping me the way he was supposed to worship. So I didn't really know if I was actually going to commit. But he seemed like a cool dude. And we got a big old Post-it note and put it on the living room wall. And he wrote down, program, resources, funding, who we're going to get to staff. And it was just, so he found it recently, a couple months ago, too, like down in the basement. And we wrote it into existence. We were like 2 years dating. We've been together 10 years now.
Wow.
Right? So 8 years ago, we wrote this thing up and he decided this was the thing he wanted to do. He has the space. He has the resources. We literally come out of pocket. Who's going to buy the pizza? You got 60 on the pizza. I'll pay for the juices. You get the fruit for the breakfast for the kids. And, and again, one of the most beautiful things about this is that it's always organic. It's always like, yo, there's a need. Is there a need? How can we fill it? Right? We're not asking for people's money. We're not, what can we do and then goodness is showered upon us.
I love it. And to be fair, like, for people who don't know you, I know your listeners do, but my listeners might not know you so much, that there is something about, and I hope you can hear it because I can hear it in just this conversation. There's something about you that's really approachable, really real, and really disarming almost. And
disarming.
So what? It's disarming because sometimes you say things and people are not, because people don't talk the way that you talk. People often try to either, if they're teaching, right? They're teaching. And so it's like, I know this information and you should listen to me because I'm an expert and blah, blah, blah. But the way that you teach people things, people are often laughing, but you're making fun of them, right? Like, put down the fucking Oreos, right? No, but really, no, but listen, when you tell somebody to put down the Oreos, like, that's not how fitness people talk to you. It's like, you have to make good decisions about your life and see where you're going with to make sure blah, blah, blah. But like the thing that I mean about being disarming is that when you tell me to put down the fucking Oreos that I actually have in my hand right now, it stops me in the minute because I can.
She makes it real and relatable.
Right. It's real and relatable because that other stuff that's really teaching stuff, like, with the words and
it feels official.
It feels official.
It feels like work.
But you can tune it out because you're used to hearing people talk to you like that. And I'm 100% sure that these 15, 16, 17-year-old girls, right, have had people tell them, you've got to be healthy. You've got to respect yourself. You've got to, make sure that you're going to, you do what you need to do in order to be the best that you can be. And they've heard it and it sounds like wah, 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 wah. Right? But when Tia comes in, right, with your shiny bald head.
With the shiny ball.
Listen, if she walked in and told me put down the fucking Oreos, I'd be like,
people are just naturally wise. So they listen to me. They stop and listen.
If she ever said to me, put down the fucking Oreos, I'd be like, oh.
Right?
I
would put down the Oreos.
I'll jump into Beyonce, listen.
Oh my God.
To the words coming out of my mouth. Put down the damn Oreos.
I'll say this. I have read books on the subject. My husband and I talk about it all the time. I think part of why the things that I say resonate with other people is because I have removed and I continue to work on removing myself from my ego space. So I think that when you present as a teacher and you say, what we need to do is we need to work on your macros and we need to, right? Not only is the information being put forward, but you're trying to present like a thing. I don't care what it looks like.
Right.
I don't care how it sounds. It's real.
Like I remember you saying, there's no diet that includes rice. Like if you want to eat rice, then just be fat.
But it ain't gonna help. Okay. So I think people it resonates because it's real and it's what you already know. I like to say I'm nobody's teacher. I ain't no teacher. I'm a reminder. I'm great at reminding people. You know damn well you can't have pizza on a diet. You didn't know that? I just brand new information. You know you can't have pizza. You know you can't have ice cream. So this is me, just sort of reminding you to put them down. Also, I think that I have to be mindful that doesn't work with everybody.
Right.
That doesn't work with everybody. Some people go, you know what? I don't like the way she talked to me. She shouldn't.
You're like, all right, this is not for you then.
Right. She shouldn't talk like this. Right.
But the kids are like, yes, give me more. Give me more.
Yeah.
I believe her.
Those people are not like in a bad way, but just I can only be who I am.
Right.
And this is who I am. And I'm Charlene Briggs' daughter. And I act like Charlene Briggs. People say, you act just like your mother. You talk with your hands, right? I'm just being who I am. And people happen to like that. And I think that's pretty dope. But I also don't mind showing my stretch marks. I also don't mind showing my fat rolls on my back. I also have no problem saying, look at my C-section scar. That little lip is never going to go away. I have no problem weighing in. People go, oh my God, you're going to let people see how much you weigh? Why not? I removed myself from my ego space. I don't care what you think that is weird. Don't watch it. I'm trying to help somebody. There's somebody right now who's 175 pounds and who is now feeling better because I'm also 175 pounds. And now I'll go to the gym like Tia went to the gym. Fat rolls, I got fat rolls like that. Yes, I'm going, all right, let's do it. You can get rid of cellulite.
Yes.
Cellulite, the people, all of my text messages, girl, you put your cellulite on Facebook. Why not? Don't you have cellulite?
Right.
So I find that it's helpful. And when people, recognize real, when people recognize that you're just being yourself. Yeah. And I'm not trying to push a product on you, man. I'm not trying to sell you on a thing. I don't take pills. I don't do supplements. I'm just trying to help you. And I think people appreciate that,
I love it. So as we close out, I just wanted to ask you for someone who's listening, and we talked a lot about fitness, but I think that a lot of the things that you talk about have relevance to lots of other areas. So whether you're trying to start a new health regime, that word isn't the right word, a new health plan, or like you're like trying to reel in your health situation, or a new job or a new business idea or something new, what are your 3 tips? What are Tia's 3 tips on how to get started on something new?
That was another question
that you can be successful.
Okay, so first, 3 tips. I don't have 3 tips, so that's number 1. Okay. Number 2, I try to stay away from giving unsolicited advice. I will answer the question because you asked the question.
Okay.
I'm really mindful of. I don't think that it's helpful when you offer people advice they didn't ask you for, especially when we're talking about weight. People are very sensitive about their weight.
Right.
So I will literally say, somebody will mention a thing, and I'll go, "You asking me? You ask me, I'll tell you, and I'm gonna give it to you real, so you better be prepared." So what I will say is, so we're talking about starting a business or something like that. I would say, what is it? Find out what it is. Identify what it is you're good at. that you like to do that just comes naturally to you. Because if you're talking about long-term success, if you want longevity in this business, and you got to be able to do it for a really long time, and it can't be fake.
Right.
It can't be pretend. It can't be performative for 10 years. This got to be real for you if you want to be able to do it and to do it at full capacity. So tapping into what is already in you. So I know far too many people who base what they want to do on what other people are doing that looks good.
Right.
So this other person is doing a thing and they look successful. I want to do that. Well, that person is blessed with that thing, right? They say Beyonce got millions of fans and millions of dollars. I'm going to do that. You're not going to do Beyonce. It ain't going to happen. I mean, so find out what works for you and make sure that you're doing, that you're being yourself. That also sort of helps with originality. So as far as starting with a fitness journey, I've given this advice to people, and so I'll do it again. Start small. I think people make the mistake of overwhelming themselves in the beginning, right? So that you say, I want to lose 150 pounds. 150 pounds is a lot of pounds. Okay? This is going to take you 5 years. Who's got 5 years to invest? Don't think so big. Because the distance between where you are now and where you want to be later can become so intimidating that you end up quitting. We don't want that. So I would suggest make small goals. Like this month, I'm going to lose 4 pounds. Just so if we want to be technical, 4% of your body weight is a healthy loss. Google that. Or I'm going to go to the gym Saturdays and Tuesdays for this whole month. When you hit those small goals, because those are doable, baby, high five yourself. Okay, look at me doing Saturdays and Tuesdays. Easy breezy, I did it. I hit these little 4 pounds. Then you add another goal. And I'm going to add Wednesdays. And this month I'm going to have no Oreos, no cheats at all. Then you high five yourself when you win. Right. All of a sudden you've created this winning culture, man. I win all day, baby. Give me another one. Give me another goal. Come on, I got this, right? If you say, I'm going to lose 150 pounds, I'm going to be a size 2, and I'm going to fit into my jeans from high school. 3 days later, you're like, fuck them. Give me some Oreos. I can't do these things. Right? This ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. But because now you're losing all the time, it's tougher to find the momentum. What if you're going? Because you're always winning. You'll keep, that. I think that'll keep you sort of moving forward. Third tip, I guess I would say, if you're starting out we talked about finding an accountability partner, because I know this shit is tough. I don't ever want to make it sound, I think it's really simple, but it's not easy to execute. So find an accountability partner who has similar goals. Identify your goal. That's one too. Identify, because everybody don't have the same goal. Do you want to just lose weight? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to be able to run the playground with your kids? Do you want to do a marathon? Are you trying to transform your body? I'm trying to transform into Serena Williams. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get buff. Right? So
you close.
And then find somebody who has similar goals who can keep you accountable. I think that would be my third tip. Because it's much easier to have somebody to walk along this journey with you than it is to do it alone.
Okay, so number 1 is be yourself and make sure the thing that you're doing is something that's real, original, and you can
spirit, something that's already in there.
Okay, and number 2 is to set reasonable small goals. Working towards the big long term, but start small so that you're always winning.
Don't overwhelm yourself.
And number 3 is to have identify your goals, and I guess that was like 2A. Identify your goals and accountability partner. Yeah. I love it. I mean, again, it is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. You're so beautiful. And I was so overwhelmed by the excitement of people. Your hive, you're like Tea Hive. The people were excited you were going to be on my show.
Look at my family coming through. Look at my people come through. I have my own beehive.
I felt like NPR. I was like, they're excited for her like she's going to be on NPR. I was like, maybe I am cool.
Yes, you are pretty cool, baby.
Let me tell you something, girl.
Thank you, Tom.
But it's not about me. No. The point was, I am so excited for you and the fact that you have these people, these accountability people, and people that you're really helping and have formed a community around you. And I mean, it seems normal to me because I know you for so long, and I'm just so happy to see that people see that all the time, like strangers, and that you are doing this thing that is so natural to you, even though you're working on yourself and you're getting better at it each time, but it is original Tia, and that people are seeing that, recognizing it, and loving it. So shout out to you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to let you go because we got to wrap up.
8:45. The kids got to come back in the house.
Oh my God. I love it. They're like outside listening. Can we come in?
They can come in now. Sean, if you're listening, you're welcome to come back.
Yeah, Sean, I love you. And James and I miss you. We miss Masai and Maya. I'm still excited to get to meet her in person one of these days.
We'll come and stay with you.
I haven't seen you in so long, but I love you. So thank you so much. And
you're welcome.
I will talk to you soon, okay?
Yes, look out for my bill. Thank you, Tom.
So wonderful to see you again.
Bye, guys. Bye, T-Hive. Thanks for listening. Subscribe to the Breezy Mom podcast.
I got people watching and asking questions. So I'll read you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. I'm hanging up on you. Can I just hang this thing up?
Yep, hang up.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Well, I have to tell you, I love her energy.
Isn't she amazing?
She is absolutely fantastic. I think that what she did for herself is something that, first of all, it's not easy to do.
No, it's not.
Right? To find something that you love to do and then run with it is very hard.
And make money from it.
Not everybody gets that opportunity.
Right.
Far and few. But I'm really happy for her. She's amazing.
I know. Really, I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad that other people get to experience her, and that so many people get to experience her in this way. That I've known her since I was 16. And I was one of those people. When I was 16, we were actually working in the mall. I was working at Lady Foot Locker, and she was working at.
Did she tell you to put the goddamn Oreo with the butter down?
No, I was 16. I was cute. No. So I was working at Lady Foot Locker, and she was working at this store called like the Game Store. So it was like we worked in the fancy mall, the Westchester in White Plains. And so this game store would have like glass chess sets or like fancy like $60 games.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's expensive, but when I was 16, a $60 game was ridiculous.
Well, nowadays, I mean, video games are like $50.
Right. But the point is that I met her and she was friends with someone that I knew, and I was like, oh, we have to be friends. And I just like totally adopted her as my big sister, whether she wanted to or not. I was just like, this is happening.
That's awesome.
It's been 20 years. So I really wanted her to come on the show because I know that the thing about setting a goal, especially around health and fitness, is so hard. And so many of us, I know that I fall into this. The first of the month, I'm going to do this. Next year, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start. And I'm always gonna. And it's really nice to see people who are actually doing it, because it means that it's possible if you just like stop gonna and go.
And just do.
Just do. Yes. So shout out to Tia, and her like fitness thing is called Uzima Village. You can probably find that like Uzima, Uzima, and I'll link to it on our Facebook page. I'm like overwhelmed because I don't get to talk to her because she's famous now. She's like local famous where she is.
Well, you're local famous too. No, but fancy. What I wanted to say earlier when you were describing your appreciation for what she's doing for herself is I want to describe my appreciation for you and what you do, because you have really come out of your shell and have done something amazing and something that people are resonating with, and it's just beautiful to see how you've grown from episode 1 to episode 30.
Thank you. It is our episode 30.
30 weeks.
That is. It's over half a year.
Yeah. 30 weeks.
It's exciting.
And, when you hit episode 100, it'll be an amazing,
I can't even, like she said, it's like small goals because I can't even imagine 100 episodes.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. So we are on episode 30 this week. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really am enjoying this and was talking to Tia early about learning. So what she said was find something that you like to do and that you're good at and sort of speaks to you. And I feel like I have a natural affinity for for talking and this sort of medium. And so there's a little bit about this that's natural, but I also want to be good at it. So I have been practicing and I'm trying to work on this like breezy prepared, like breezy interviewer
do you
thing going.
Do you do what I do? Like even when I'm in the shower, I think about conversations that I'm having and I start talking to myself. It's like,
I haven't gotten there yet.
It's bad. Like seriously, like when I'm about to interview someone, I will practice their name over and over again, like when we're doing on our show. And if I don't know, like for example, the pronunciation of their last name, we had a guest last week and the last name was spelled Stabile. And I didn't know if it was Stabile or Stabile and we didn't know. So as soon as he got in studio, I sat him down. I'm like, listen, tell me what your last name is. Right. How do you pronounce it? And I went upstairs and I locked myself in a room and I repeated that last name like 20,000 times.
I love it.
Before I had to come down and sit and start talking.
I mean, it's important. It's important. And it shows a level of professionalism and accountability to being good at what you're doing.
You are interviewing at times a person. And sometimes their identity is their most important part of who they are. And there's no worse thing than watching someone on a news channel butcher someone's last name. So
it's rude, actually.
And so I make a conscious effort to make sure that if I am going to be speaking with someone that, one, I ask them, how would you like to be known as? Do you have a different name? Do you go by a stage name? Is your name okay? What are the things I'm allowed to talk about? I would never put anyone in a position where they get side-blinded with a question they weren't prepared for. So,
because you're good at what you do.
We try, baby.
I know. We are. We're working on it. We're a work in progress. We are.
So,
okay, so let's move on so we can wrap up.
Yes. So we have one more thing that we need to cover.
Yes. And I'm ready. So our mom so hard tip for the week.
That's such a tongue twister, isn't
it? It is. So our tip for the week, mom tip for the week, is like a two-parter. So the first one is a throwback to a couple weeks ago. Remember when I went to see what's his name? The little guy,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yes. So I went to see Kevin Hart. But after that, I talked with a friend about doing date night swaps with it's actually a friend neighbor. Not like swapping husbands. Like
I was gonna say, do you remember that show? But anyway, I'm not gonna get you
sidetracked. Digress. So the tip of the week is to look into your village, your friend group, or whatever, and see if there's a way that you can do some swaps with friends. It's not a new idea; it's things that people are doing lots of places, but it was a new concept to me, which is, we'll watch your kids so you guys can go out, and then you watch our kids so we can go out. Again, it's so simple. It's such a simple idea, but the idea of like making a commitment so that it gets to happen for both families is really key. So maybe a week ago, my friends they're actually friends and neighbors, or neighbors turns friends, and they live right across the street. And so she said, I'll put them to bed and then you just come over at like 8:00. We'll go see a movie and then we'll come back. And so I basically sat on the couch and I was actually watching Vikings, watched like 3 episodes of Vikings. And before I knew it, they were back.
The one with Ragnar?
Yes, Ragnar.
Oh, you just started what season?
I've seen it. I think I skipped season 3. Maybe season 3 or season 2. I don't know. But I was watching Vikings, and then, so yeah, he just woke up from being sick or sleeping or in a concussion or something.
So that's the latest season.
Yeah. So I didn't feel like going backwards to find out anything.
Oh, you missed the best parts. There's so much.
Yes.
It's an amazing series.
Yes, it is. But anyway, the point is.
And he's delicious.
Yes. And he's like so aloof. like this version of funny. Anyway, we're not talking about Ragnar, but I do like Vikings. I do like the show. And the point is that she put them to bed. And so I just had to come over and be in the house so that they weren't in the house by themselves. And it's right across the street from my house. So it's almost as easy. It was almost as easy as my actual job, which is to come down from my bedroom and watch kids in my own living room. But, the idea that they were then able to go like have a date night. And it's funny because I was talking to her. It's actually Tina who was on a couple episodes ago. When I talked to her, she was like, I'm so tired, but we said we're going to do this. And so we're just going to do it. And sometimes the reality is that you have to like make date night happen. Like it's not organic. It's not always organic, especially when you have a couple kids, you've been married for a long time. Like you have to work at all these things and date night and like keeping the sort of excitement and sexiness alive is a real thing. And also, and I guess the point is if you tell someone like you work out the swap, right? So that they're going to come over, it's harder to cancel on yourself because it would be easy for them to be like, oh, we'll just hang out and watch a movie in the house and it'll be fine. But actually, we told Candace she's coming over tonight. So I guess we actually have to go. And so it sort of works out for everyone, right? You actually get out of the house. You actually go and do the things you said that you were going to do, even though you're tired and you don't really want to.
So you basically put your foot to the coal.
Yeah. And
to the hot coal.
To the hot coal. And it's just it's a really cool thing that I, have just sort of learned about, I guess. Again, it's not brand new information and it's not complicated. It's super simple. You just have to be willing to talk to some friends and make it happen so that it happens for both of you because everybody is out here just trying to do the best that they can do. And before you know it, like you haven't gone anywhere, you haven't done anything and everyone's tired and you know what I mean? So the point of the tip is to find some friends, even if it's a couple friends, so that you don't, maybe you feel like you're burdening the same people, find a couple friends and just offer to do like some, childcare swaps once a month, every other month, whatever it is that gets you on some kind of schedule so that you get to put on some real clothes, some real shoes that are not work shoes or not work clothes and be a real person.
Truth on a stick.
Yeah. And then the other little tiny thing, which I guess would be like tip B, that sounds weird, is something that I just started doing that I don't know. So, okay. So when you are traveling with a small child, right, you often, and you're not the mom, you often need to have food for them, right? Some milk or some formula or whatever. And I remember thinking how complicated it would be to like make bottles and then where you're going to warm them and blah, blah, blah. And the other day, it just occurred to me that I could warm up a bottle and put it inside of my coffee mug.
And keep it warm.
And so it's a single bottle. Like you're only going to be out for a couple hours and you just know you're going to have to feed them one time. Like a coffee mug. I've just decided that my coffee mug is like my new, like, number one.
So it's almost like a thermos.
It becomes a thermos. But I guess the point is to use your coffee mug more often than you probably are. Because I, as a provider, a daycare provider, and before as a stay-at-home mom, started using my thermos, my like travel thermos in the house because it reduces the amount of spills or like burnt, like whenever I leave my cup of coffee on the table, inevitably Emery comes behind me and he picks it up to try and give it to me. And that cup is hot. The stuff inside is hot. Like it's a burn waiting to happen. And especially people who drink tea, because tea is often way hotter than coffee is. You really, some unsolicited advice, you really want to try and use a travel, like a container, so that if that thing falls over on your small child, they're not in the hospital.
Getting injured.
Yeah. So I've been using my thermos a lot in the house for my morning coffee. We're not going anywhere. there are like 6 kids running around my house. I don't need any problems.
Hey, listen. At least you think about these things and you're conscious, and this is why you do what you do.
Yeah, it's true. So that's 1B, or like tip B, is to start using your travel thermos a little more than you probably are, because it's not just for when you're leaving the house. It's very good to keep burns away from your kid, like potential spills, and then also you can use it as a thermos for a single bottle.
Nice.
So, that's all I got for this week. You
That's it.
We good. I think that's enough. Well, thanks so much, everyone. It's episode 30. I'm super excited about hitting this new milestone.
You're in your 30s now.
I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 30s. I've just hit my stride. I'm feeling really good. Like I know what I'm doing, which is basically how I feel about being 35.
She was self-checking herself today. She goes like, well, let you go because, I was like, all right, she's got this.
See?
Proud of you.
See? So anyway, thanks everyone. Thanks again to Tia for being our special guest this week and to everyone for listening. Please share the show and come back next week. Talk to you soon. Bye. This show is produced by Tom Ortiz at Digital Stream Radio. It's available for download on Podbean. Follow us at Facebook at Breezy Moms Podcast or email us at breezymomspodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, don't stress, just breathe.